nobody is coming to save you. Aw, cheer up. That's just what people say when they wake up as an adult one day and think to themselves before they step into their dreadful minimum wage job. Despite you currently making a wage that would make your parents proud only a decade ago, well, that was 10 years ago. Now making $20 an hour is basically minimum wage, with cost of living seeming to only increase. People feel screwed. Well, if you feel like you relate to anything discussed in today's video, or you simply like content discussing the collapsed society and rising cost of living, feel free to like, comment your thoughts, opinions below, and subscribe to see my daily or bi-weekly uploads discussing topics just like this. And a huge shout out to all the supporters of the channel, especially the Patreon supporters and the channel memberships. You can check out all the details, all that bullshit down below in the description. Now, let's begin.
Have you ever wondered how much a firefighter makes? Well, today I found out how much I'll make, so I thought maybe I'd give y'all an idea of what you could be looking at. So I'm about to start my fire academy, and during the academy for like the next 6 months, I'll do 40-hour work weeks, so it's like a 9 to 5, and I'll cut straight to the chase. They're gonna pay me $22.94 per hour, 8 hours a day for a 40-hour work week.
All right, so now we're talking about people here who serve our community. He's going to be a firefighter, but these are the people throughout throughout our society that actually make it function. When you need actual things to go down and you actually need people to come and help you out, these are the folks you are looking forward to showing up and providing service that should be paid for by our taxpayer dollars. Let's hope. But at the same time, it's kind of completely bizarre when you really get down to it and you break down the whole finance aspect of these people don't get paid anywhere near what they probably should be. Now that's what this video is going to be mostly starting off as. We're going to have a couple videos that are purposely put in the order that they're put in to kind of showcase how actually absolutely bizarre this current economy is, and how your current occupation really does say a lot, and people wonder why people don't want to take these certain types of jobs, and we're going to see why.
And that's for the first 6 months. No overtime is allowed, from what I heard. And then after that 6 months of training, before I'm eligible for overtime, I have to have my Fire 1. So after I get on a truck and after my 6 months of training and stuff, they'll put me on a truck. They're actually going to lower my pay to $16.39 per hour. And then
now, tell me how that makes sense. He gets paid more while he's going through his schooling, through his classes, through his training to become this occupation, to become put into this job. And then once he actually gets there, he makes less. Actually, this is less than my minimum wage in my location. I actually am in a decently sized city, and the minimum wage around here is about $15 to $16.50, depending on where you start. So he's getting paid less than minimum wage depending on your location. It's bizarre.
I'll be eligible for overtime, but then it's actually not a 9 to 5. It's 24-hour work days. So I'll work 1 day on, 1 day off, 1 day on, 1 day off, 1 day on, and then 4 days off. And then it'll restart the 3-week cycle, 3-day-a-week cycle.
Interesting schedule.
So yeah, it's $16.39 an hour, but I'll get time and a half at 24-hour shifts. That comes out to 10 days a month.
Think about that. It's time and a half. Okay, 16 divided by 2, 8. 16 plus 8, 24. So he's already getting paid 22. He's barely making more than he was making before when he's working time and a half overtime, which should be something you should be like super excited about. But I don't understand how you can be so excited when you're only making about $2 more than you were making before anyway. It's not really that much of an increase per overtime. The math ain't mathin', folks.
So basically, it'll come out to $655 a week before taxes, and then the 20 hours of overtime would come out to $491 a week. So if you add those together, it's about
20 hours of overtime. We're talking about a whole nother part-time job on top of this, which you have to make a decent living through this, I guess.
$1,200 a week, and then after taxes, it's a little bit less, around like $900 a week. So living? Ultimately, I'll make a little under $4,000 a month after taxes, which is
$4,000 a month, folks. We're talking about $4,000 a month for this guy to show up to put out your fires, to help save you and your pets, and any sort of structural damage is but a collapse through all the smoke and the infiltration of all the fire. Anyway, he's gonna be a firefighter, so they do a lot in the community, and you're barely getting paid above minimum wage to do a job that is way higher tier, I would like to assume, than some of these other occupations we're about to see here after. This video right after this is about to make you heated.
It isn't horrible, it's still livable, but y'all can kind of see why you don't get into this profession for money, because I'm actually taking a big pay cut coming from being a CDL driver, making at least $27 an hour, and being home every night and not working 24-hour shifts. So but yeah, I hope that helps.
Sorry for all the pausing. I really have to put this into perspective for some of you folks out there. Why don't people want to work these jobs, like police officers, like firefighters, like EMTs? Because you don't make money through those occupations. Why do all the teachers suck these days? Because the good teachers don't get paid, and so they're doing things they can do to get actual money in other fields. And yeah, just like you said, you don't really do these things because you want to get money. You do them because you love them and you want to help with the community. But isn't it absolutely bizarre how you would think these types of situations will be getting paid much more money than some of these other types of things?
Have any questions or have any videos y'all want me to make about my whole journey? Let me know.
Alrighty, everyone, let's see what 58 hours of serving got me this week. I work at a...
All right, now we're looking at a pretty girl, decent looking girl. She's not, super crazy, America's wonders, but she's the average looking spectacle. And she's going to go over how much she's made in 1 week working as a bartender, server. She's in the service industry, so she's pretty much running off of tips. Now, a lot of people like to say, "Oh, when you're working for tips, you only make like $2.50 an hour, and then you like have to make tips." Folks, depending on your location, depending on how you work and where you work, who you are, your personality, you can make way more in tips and scale your pay per hour way more than you can. So let's hear her out.
Pub. I mainly work doubles. I worked Tuesday all day, Wednesday, Thursday night, all day Friday, all day Saturday, and Sunday morning this week. Let's see how much money that made me. I worked about 58 hours.
Okay.
So let's
So,
count it up.
okay. I like these two videos back to back because they really do represent each other. The other guy said he had to put in full time, then another 20 hours overtime. She's put in basically 20 hours overtime doing this job, but the same amount of hours. Now, the other guy risking his life for the community, he's putting in his all and is trying to do that, and then he gets a pay cut. This girl, she's serving drinks. She's bringing the food to your table, and she's asking you to refill your drinks every now and then, and being cute and being a little bit nice to you while you're talking.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 50,
Already
60,
more than the
70,
other guy makes
80,
per week.
90, 800, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 900, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1,000, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Does this hurt any other broke folks out there like it hurts me watching all this money getting counted in my face? Like,
19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36,
okay, I didn't really
37,
have to put
38,
this in there. I
39,
guess I could have sped up
40,
a bit, but we're
41,
just gonna let it
42,
go.
43, 44, 45, 46. So 920, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 2,000, and 10,
$2,000.
20, 30, 40,
Look at all the spare
50,
change he has
60,
left.
70, 80, 95, 100, 2,100, and 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16,
I
17,
should have
18,
cut this
19,
part
20,
out, the counting
21,
part,
22,
but I really wanted to put in
23.
perspective for you
So
folks.
$2,123 is my wrap for serving this week. 58 hours. That comes about, I'm not sure how much an hour, probably like 35-ish, I think. But not too shabby of a wrap. Y'all have the rest week. I work all week again.
All right, now good for her. I'm not trying to knock her hustle, and obviously she's found herself in a spot that she can really, hustle through, and she's making the buku bucks. But I want to say it's absolutely bizarre to think that in the society that we have like this, that the people who have these types of occupations get paid way more for a way less tier, less valuable job that can be you can be replaced a lot more easily versus people who actually really have to choose these types of things of being a fighter, fighting EMT. Also, my friend he has joined the services, and I really appreciate his contribution to the community and the society through that. You really have to want to give it all to do that. Um, he's been at Walmart as like a higher tier, higher management type of level associate for quite some time now. And he's telling me that once he gets back through all his training camps, he could be an EMT. He can make way more being a manager at Walmart than he could being an EMT because he just make more money, like $5 more an hour, like some insane type of shit like that. Something that would make you scoff at the fact of what's really going on in our society. What's the money it flows in the wrong directions, but I guess we can all spend it how we
the
want.
same,
That's
if
all I
not
know.
more. I'm trying to not take any breaks or do anything. I'm just
All
trying
right,
to take
I've heard
time
enough
off
of
at
this girl.
works, and everybody
on a planet that generates enough energy to light up the entire world without human intervention. You pay for water when 70% of this planet's body is water.
Scam
And then
after
you guys
scam
are
after
paying for
scam.
shelter when there is an excess amount of lumber. Think about all the empty
Did I
houses,
just lose volume?
apartments, townhomes, condos, penthouses that are out there right now that we could put people in. You see, this world was never designed for people to live comfortably and to live in peace. It was designed for you to struggle, it was designed for you to fail, and it was designed to keep you in a state.
This is kind of a contradictory because if he thinks we're just meant here to struggle, I think they're doing a good job though, because we're all struggling. I mean, am I right? But no, but in all reality though, he's just kind of going through a bunch of different things that you've probably heard before. Why do we have to pay to live on a planet none of us signed up to be on? Why is water so abundant, but yet we have to pay for it? Why is energy so abundant, yet we have to pay for it? Why are all these bills going up and up and up and up and up when everything is so out of our control? None of it seems fair. Fair enough. I don't think it's supposed to be, but
Where you live within your means. Think about why the cities and everything are filled with so much pollen too. Because they cut the female trees, not because we don't want to clean up. They don't want the homeless people to eat fruits, and they don't want you to get
are
free
there
food.
female and
They're
male
doing
trees?
everything to capitalize on human living and to make you a slave. That's the truth.
And one thing about public housing and government assistance, your house gonna be stacked with food. You're gonna be able to cook,
Listen
eat
up,
all
folks.
you want, get all the crab legs, have fun, hang out on the porch, turn up, do all of the things. Do all of the things, but you don't realize that stuff holds you back. It's a mindset. Everything is a mindset.
You wonder why a lot of these folks that get the help from the government, they get the government assistance, the food stamps, all that stuff, all that welfare stuff, you're living in abundance. They actually make it pretty nice to live off that. And then once you get comfortable, like it's been given to me, and also they don't really cut you off necessarily a lot of the time. If you stay in the position and you're making just like below that, amount, I think in my location you have to make under like $1,700 a month, which a lot of people do. And if you just work part time or you just make sure you don't work enough, you can continuously cover your benefits. Now, I don't necessarily think that's like what it's there for. You obviously shouldn't use the system to live off of. I mean, you should use it to get ahead and bounce off of the current position you're at back onto your feet. But it's a cycle, and it is kind of there to keep you in the system, to keeping you needing the handout. And once you need the handout, you're pretty much under their complete control. Because if they cut you off, you're starving, you're dead. So
Game. Literally, it's a mental game. And that's what the world is after, your mental. If it has control over this, they have you. They can tell you what you're worthy of. Like, they can tell you this is all you need in your life to be complete, to be content.
well, for this job you do, you only get about $17 an hour. To be a firefighter, you only get about $17.37 or whatever that guy made. But to be a waitress, if you want to be hot and wear some skimpy clothes and flirt with the old dudes that don't get much action any other way, you can get about $50 an hour. And then flex online about it.
But in reality, when I go to the grocery store, I want to be able to buy my own groceries. I don't want to have to depend on a system to tell me I can spend $450 to fill my house up. I want to be able to afford a luxury apartment outside of the hood in a nice environment with beautiful amenities. I don't need the government.
A lot of people are going to say, I can already imagine the comments on this video. If the food's in the fridge, who cares how it got there? If you have a place to sleep, who cares, that it's not perfect because it's better than being outside. Well, let's be honest, guys. Where has all the dignity in America went? Where has our egos are just flattened and we don't really care anymore how other people think of us. It does feel nice to buy stuff out of your own dollar, your own dime, money you worked for with your effort, your energy, your time. Being given stuff, even money, and then being helped, it's amazing and it goes a long way. But people like the pride in earning what you have going for you. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Now, it's amazing to get helped out, and I'm more than grateful for every donation I get on the channel and every other sort of help I get throughout the way along my life, my journey of being alive. But it's like, we all know, when you spend $20 that you worked hard for and you earned, it feels so much better than spending $20 that was given to you, especially by the government, somebody you don't even trust to begin with. So it's kind of a back. Also, most people that live off the government, they always claim how much they don't trust the government. It's kind of weird, kind of contradiction, don't you think?
To tell me to stay in a brick housing, public housing. If I don't work, I have zero rent. That's such a disservice. If I don't work for something, I still have a house, a roof over my head. That's making me lazy and complacent.
You sound
so
ungrateful.
I'm on the system for years to come. This is why we have people who literally been on the system for 14 years like me. I believe if you are on the system, there's nothing wrong with it, but they should have some stipulations. No more than 5 years. Get your shit together. Because if I would have had 5 years, guess what? My shit would have been together. I tell you that. I would have stopped a long time ago from messing around.
And ironically enough, a lot of people who need this assistance don't get approved for it. You know, the people that have 5 kids, they're the ones that don't always get approved. But fair enough, they get the tax breaks and all that stuff. They get the big lump sum around tax, whatever. But anyway, it's kind of bizarre. You see these people that are on these systems, and then it's people that already have a good house, have a good money, because they follow the rules. If you're within the rules, you're getting paid.
But because they was bird feeding me, allowing me to access these things so freely without doing anything, I took advantage. And a lot of us do that. So don't stay complacent, okay?
Hey, what do you have here?
Possibly the tiniest home in the world.
Can we take a look?
Yeah,
Alright guys, I've made so many videos about homelessness, tiny homes, the boxes we'll be living in. You know, hopefully boxes get more secured throughout the near future, because they're going to be shelters soon enough. Now, this is a tiny home. It's basically just like a little trailer shed. And you see he's carrying around with that rope, because that's how we're going to be, you know, driving around, because cars are going to be kind of outpriced for most of us. So we're going to be living in this type of thing. And there's going to be blocks with 50 of these on there. And it's going to be, just hold up.
it's going to replace a tent and an encampment in Toronto.
How large is this?
32 square feet. Compared to a tent, this truly is a home.
You got a sink and everything here.
Battery operated pump with running water. This desk, eat food, do whatever you want to do. This is your kitchen area. Got a butane cooktop. Mood lighting here with some dimmers. Cool, warm, or bright. There's a fan in the roof. Hot boxing in here, and you can vent it all out. I don't know. Down here is the electrical room. That's for the furnace. There's USB. You can get your devices charged. Take a look at this. 400 watts of solar on the roof, so you stay with lots of power.
I first started with a tiny home on a bike. I got really sad seeing all the people sleeping outside. People are vulnerable and they need to be taken care of.
If you need to get out, you got an exit window. Diesel to stay warm in the winter.
This is the 4th tiny home build. There's been a few skills I've had to learn. Welding, upholstery, and electrical hookups.
I can't imagine the materials for this cost any less than like $1,000 to maybe $3,000. I could say you could make it for less if you get, but I mean, what are you going to sell this for then? $2,000 or $3,000? And are you just going to give this away to every homeless person that you see? Like, I love the idea. And I think this guy has a very good heart. And his heart and his mind is in the right place with this idea. And there's a lot of potential here. I definitely see the vision. I see what you're going for. But in terms of the actuality, the reality of things, how is this going to be getting dispensed throughout the society? And do you really want these boxes just filled up in fields all across the land? I mean, is this really enough space for people to live in long term, or are we going to be renting these out? Like, people get like when they're lower on their feet, we'll just throw them in this box and we'll lock them in there for a few years, give them 150 of food and food stamps, and tell them to get up out of there.
Tiny home I drop off is somebody warm and safe with a dignified space to lay their head.
Staying here tonight to guard this because I'm giving it away in the morning. Have a good night.
I can't imagine that's super. I can't imagine they're super fond upon that in the cities. But either way, I do appreciate your guys' love and support over here in the channel. I'd love to hear all your guys' thoughts and opinions regarding the current economy, where the money's flowing, if it's flowing in the right spots, if it's still possible to get it flowing towards your pockets, and if you'll be living in a box or a tent or a shed anytime soon. I know a lot of people are facing these types of struggles, me, myself included. Who knows? Maybe I'll be on food stamps soon enough. Either way, I do appreciate all your guys' love and support, like I said earlier. And again, I do want to give a huge shout out to my Patreon supporters. You can chat with me personally, chatting with Josh, one-on-one talks, conversations for as low as $1 a month. Another huge shout out to my channel memberships. You can access these videos before they are accessible to the public through, I think, like $3 is the lowest a month on there. Anyway, either way, I do appreciate all the support here on the channel. It all goes such a long way. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.